Hello, welcome back to a new video. Laurel Hardy memorabilia and Charlie Chaplin collectibles. In this video I've got a mixture of a few items that I'd like to show, and it's a collection of Laurel Hardy, Charlie Chaplin, and a little bit on Abbott Costello. And Abbott Costello I've just started to add on just a little bit more now, as they're also my other favourite double act comedy pair. And as you can see behind me, I've changed this cabinet around a little bit. So you just got two Laurel Hardy and the bottom one of Abbott and Costello. But these are the newer figures that have come out from the old or rare range of figures that come from Italy, and they're the very expensive ones. And we know that there's the Model T Ford car coming out with Laurel Hardy, and hoping to add that to the collection as well. Even though I've showed these two in previous videos, but we'll just go through them again and then show you the Abbott Costello ones in more detail as well. So you got, starting off from the top, you got Laurel Hardy from Sons of the Desert. Absolutely amazing detail on these figures. Really, really nice. Probably some of the best sets that have come out in a long time now. And then this set, Laurel Hardy. So I'm not totally sure what film that would be from, but guessing it could be something like from The Finishing Touch, where they're building a house. And then the next set are Abbott Costello, which again, really, really nice figures on Abbott Costello. It's obviously from their famous routine, Who's On First, and they were obviously American comedy duo, worked in radio, film and television, and most popular in the 1940s and 50s. And the tall one, Bud Abbott, he was born October 2nd, 1897, and he died April 24th, 1974, and he died of cancer at the age of 76. And then Lou Costello, which is the tubby one, he was born March 6, 1906, died March 3rd, 1959 of a heart attack at only the age of 52. And they had a very popular career during that time, even though they weren't the best comedy act to get on very well, apparently. But unlike Laurel Hardy, which thank God that we know Laurel Hardy stayed best pals with Abbott Costello. They had a lot of fallouts. But to learn more on Abbott Costello, you can go online and look them up, or buy books and stuff. So there's all the information out there to look up on Abbott Costello team. It's just another shot there of that one. Really great figures. And then that one, which again is the first one in the series, and it's still my favourite. Amazing. So I'll just pop the camera back here. So just on from that, there's just other little bits and pieces I've got. So I've got these two rare like cartoon cards. I don't know a huge amount of information about them, but again, they're pretty rare on the cartoon images of Laurel Hardy, and I'm guessing from the 1970s. And then there's this, which is this is like a metal disc. It's like a surprise disc, which is from the 1970s or 1971. So a really, really nice piece. Very, very rare. Don't really see this sort of thing very often. So yeah, so it's just all metal. So something very different. Really nice to have in the showcase. And then I have this little card, which I think is a cigarette card. Godfrey Phillips, London. This is actually Jackie Coogan from the 1921 film The Kid. And some information on the back there about Jackie Coogan. So he was considered the first Hollywood child star of the time. So it's obviously Charlie Chaplin that made him really famous. But it's also my favourite film from the Charlie Chaplin films is The Kid, and that's why I like this little item, this little card. So that's a nice piece there. And then of course I've got another new book, or it's not a new book, but it's a new book added to the collection, Charlie Chaplin, John McCabe, so I'll be looking forward to reading that when I can get around to it. So another great book there. And of course we know John McCabe was Laurel and Hardy's biographer, and he did Mr. Laurel, Mr. Hardy, as well as individual books on both Laurel and Hardy. So there's that there, and then also the British Tours book by AJ Marriott. So again, when I get around to it, I shall look forward to reading. This is the first volume, so I look forward to reading this one. This is for screen to stage. Although I have the first edition, the hardback 1993 one when it came out, but of course that there's been more material, more information, so I look forward to reading this one, and I really love it from the film on the back here with Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly, with the comparisons with the real Laurel and Hardy and the two actors that played them from the Stan and Ollie movie. And then from that you have part 2, which is called The Last Stage. So another in-depth, massive information of lots of detail. So again, look forward to reading this one as well. And again, the comparisons with the real Laurel and Hardy, and then Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly that played in the Stan and Ollie movie as Laurel and Hardy. So great books to have in the Laurel and Hardy bookcase. And then there's also this I have, which is a Picture Goer Film Weekly. Really nice. This is a wartime magazine. This is January 18th, 1941, with Charlie Chaplin and Paulette Goddard on the front from The Great Dictator. And there's an article inside all about Paulette Goddard and her career and her relationship with Charlie Chaplin. So it's a nice vintage old magazine there. And then I have this one, which is Film Pictorial Weekly magazine. This is February 29th, 1936. And what attracted me to this is when I read this on the front, it says Chaplin's first film for 5 years, was it worth waiting for? And then if I find the right page, you have a 2-page spread on Chaplin's first film for 5 years. So really nice article there. A few pictures from some of Chaplin's previous film, from The Kids, The City Lights, and then you've got Modern Times with, again, Paulette Goddard. It was his co-star also in Modern Times. And so it's just a review on the new film that came out on Charlie Chaplin, Modern Times. And so that was a really great read there. And then just a few pages back from that, there is just one page which is really nice as an added bonus on Laurel and Hardy from The Bohemian Girl. So it's just discussing and going over reviews on the latest Laurel and Hardy film of The Bohemian Girl at that time period. So it's really great to see that, as well as the Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times in the same vintage old magazine. And again, you've always got to be careful how you handle these, because they are really fragile, some of these old magazines now. But yeah, so it's another magazine there to have for the collection. And then just to finish off, I got this recently. I don't know why I got this sooner when it first came out, which is Laurel and Hardy's final film, Atoll K, which is 1951. Another great addition to the DVD bookcase. And it has a booklet inside, which is full of information on the film and the production and post-production and all the ins and outs of the history of the whole film. I have put photos on my page already, so you can see that. But is it worth having this? Yes, it is. So if you're a Laurel and Hardy collector fan that likes all the DVDs, this is probably one of the best ones of this film to have. And plus, it's the Blu-ray and DVD release, and it also has a floodload of extras from their tours back here in England, etc. So there's lots of information on this. So it's not just a film, and it's actually a very good copy of At OK, which going back, I remember I bought Utopia back on VHS, which was the alternative name, and it was still good to watch, but it was a very bad print, a bad copy, whereas this has been really upscaled, and extra scenes have been put into the film as well to give it its full flavour of its original release, if you like. But I've learned to enjoy this film more than the Fox films or post Hal Roach films, as it's more original comedy, Laurel and Hardy flavour to it, and whereas in those early wartime films they didn't have that creative freedom the same, which is a huge tragedy. Whereas with this, they seem to have had more control of the film, even though they were not the best of health, and poor Stan, he looked really, really quite poorly in this picture. But nevertheless, it was a good last film they made, and a good send-off, I think. That I've definitely enjoyed this version, this copy of this DVD. So that's it. So that's it for this video, and I'll be doing another one again soon. So I hope you enjoyed it, and everyone's keeping safe and well, and happy collecting, everyone. Bye for now.